Yeah, that's what we was doing. Cracking head, making hog head saouce.
Hog head cheese?
Yeah, saouce, same thing.
Yeah. That's all the good meat off of a hog's head.
That's right.
And how did you peel it off?
Well, we'd take an axe and chop it in 4 quarters and put it in a big old black pot or something like that and boil it off. Dress it. Put sage and vinegar and different herbs in it. Hang it up, let it drip out. Be ready to eat.
Where's all the meat come from that you get for hog's head cheese, hog's head saouce?
Well, you get it from their feet.
Feet? That's not the head. Why do they call it hog's head?
Because you use all their head, their tongue, you cut their snout off, you use the hog jowls, all the meat off the head, you just cook it all off and pick it off.
How about out of the nose? You pick their nose?
Well, no, you don't do that. But you use the feet because the feet's got the grease in it, the oil in it to make the hog head stick together.
Yeah. So who taught you how to do that?
Miss Ruthabell McCraney.
Is that where we are now?
Yes, sir.
Look at there. There's O'Gwynn over there sitting in front of the Ruthabell store sign. Have you ever had hog head cheese?
Yes, sir.
What would you compare it to?
It's got a taste of its own. It's not like nothing else you eat before, but it's good.
Yeah.
Takes some good old hook cheese.
Yeah.
It's a hog head cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good stuff.
You drain it, let it, put it in cheese. You put it in cheesecloth and hang it usually on a tree limb or something, and let it drain all of it, and it firms down like cheese does. That's why they call it hog head cheese. And it comes. Then you can slice it and make sandwiches. You can also buy it in some of the stores, but it's not quite like Mama's. Mama's has got more
Most
of
of
a.
them around here
It's
don't put vinegar in it no more.
What? Is the vinegar what made it work?
Well, it makes it, gives it a different taste. It and the sage.
Tang like.
Yeah, the sharpness to it, and the sage is in it.
They still have it in the store?
Yeah, you can buy it right
You can
now.
buy it in the store, but it don't taste as good as Mama's. I've helped make it, and I've helped make sausage and helped her smoke them. And you use oat. Well, you get it started with lighter.
Mama don't make it anymore though.
Mama's dead, but I helped make many of them, like canning tomatoes and stuff.
So
We say.
you ever make any hog head cheese recently?
I hadn't made any because I'm not able to get out and do it. He helped Mama butcher in the latter years.
We're talking about in the 60s, 70s.
60s, 70s,
Early
late
part of
70s, and first part of 80s, because she couldn't do much after that. Cause
Well, everybody did. All the folks around here, they salted their meat. They didn't.
we put it down for the winter in a barrel.
Just
and
put it in
salted
barrels, salt it,
Had meat all winter.
and
All
take it out and eat.
So when you talk about cracking heads, you're actually talking about making hog head cheese, right?
Yes, sir.
And that you
We
just
got
take a
brains
hog's
out
head
too.
and you.
Yeah, when
Does
you
it
butcher
include-
him, you cut his head off, and then you lay it there and take a hatchet or an axe, and you quarter it up. You bust it in 4 pieces, and you take the eyes and the nose and stuff away from it. And you put it in we use an old big wash pot, and boiled it till it got tender, and then you just pick it all off the bone. You put the feet in there. The feet just got the oil and the ligaments, and that's what makes when the saouce goes to dry and goes to dripping, that's what makes it stick together. It makes it make a cheese out of it. And then when it all gets dripped out and dries, you just take the cloth off of it, put it in the refrigerator, or slice it, and shoot everybody around him. Ruthabell just give us all a piece of it. So
You can buy it commercially.
Yeah, you can go right-
Likes and Ziegler and all them make it, but it's just a flat taste.
Flat taste, yeah.
Or
Ain't
else
no
it's
taste
got
to
too
it.
much hot sauce in it or something.
If it ain't seasoned right, it ain't seasoned right,
it's
it
not
ain't no
quite
good.
And the trick is in, and what is the seasonings that you use again?
sage, a lot of sage in it, and vinegar. I don't know if anybody, Sonny Bonax and Mom and Dad used to make a good hog head
That was
saouce too.
Daddy's.
Are you from Allentown?
No, sir.
And there's some
from Mill.
Baxleys from Allentown, weren't there?
Yep. No, as far as I know, I'm no kin to them. This is way back,
All right.
But Sonny Bonax and them used to use vinegar and stuff in theirs too. Well, all the old folks did it. Once it went to being commercial made, I guess it was more of a dull taste. It didn't have enough vinegar and sage in it. What it didn't have, it just didn't.
You're not a member of PETA, are you?
Of who?
People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals?
No.
Or how about people eating tasty animals?
I've eaten my share of them, I can guarantee. About anything that crawls.
Right.
A lot of things he can't eat no more. They said it's on the endangered list, so we can't have him no more.
Oh. Well, this is Kenneth Baxley with his little story about how to make hog head cheese.
Bobby's mother told me.
Which was taught by Bobby's mother, which is Delphine's mother. And Delphine
is the engine and Bobby's the caboose.
That's right. And this is at Ruthabell store in Munson, Florida.
And we adopted him kind of like a brother or son.
Mm-hmm. So what are you doing with this old Marine over here?
He's a first cousin. He's a daddy's sister's boy.
Mm-hmm.
My Aunt Ida's boy. And the Vanaxon he was talking about is daddy's another sister. That was our first cousin. We got Vanaxons on daddy's side and Vanaxons on mama's side. The Vanaxon over in Allentown's mama's sister married into them, and they were brothers to the one that's down here.
I
married
knew
daddy's
those
sister.
Vanaxons.
Well, Mary sells flowers over as my first cousin, Mary Cone.
Mary Cone.
Sells at what's the name of her flower shop over on Highway 87?
I don't know, but all those cones are a bunch of Indians.
Cones,
No, but she married a Marine. It was a cone. And Tony. Tony's her son. She was married to a Marine, and she retired from Montana after about 30-something years, and then she is starting a florist place, and she's got that florist going now over there in the Allentown area.
All right. But, O'Gwynn, let me show your little Marine thing there. Marines is one of the finest little auxiliary units that the Navy has. Really?
Was he a SEAL?
I don't know. They bark. They put a ball on their nose and bark. Can you do that? You wouldn't be a SEAL. He is a Marine.
I know Mama's daddy, my grandfather, that I called Papa.
Yeah.
And they lived, his mother helped my grandfather milk and everything when he was getting on up there and he was milking his dad. And they lived in one of my uncle's houses down below my grandpa. And he walked around. The only grandfather he ever really knew was my grandfather.
Oh, O'Gwynn, that's it.
My grandfather loved the hell out of him, and he's the first cousin on daddy's side, but he hung around with mama's daddy.
Yeah.
Grandpa loved him. And I lived and stayed a lot with him until I got big enough to start doing work around him. When I was younger, Mama had to work, and she left the kids with Grandma and her mother. And so we hung around together and grew up, and he's more like halfway like a brother, just like him. He's kind of like he's like my son and daughter. I don't think no different than him.
Who was that? Her mother.
Yeah, she'd work out here at the nursery when everybody wasn't making about 50 cents, 75 cents an hour. Come in and still help with the store. Cheap chop wood better than anybody.
Well, let me get back here and take a picture. I'll come back in just a minute. I'll get another story. Hang on. Get back up. This is where we are, Munson, Florida, the center of intelligent life on Earth.